another dollar. Welcome back, everybody in the world, to the Between Holes podcast. My name is Robby. I'm your host. Why don't you get out your little compasses and dial them into 17 degrees, 27 minutes north by 101 degrees, 33 minutes west, otherwise known as the Pacific Ocean, baby. Under the sea, where everything's better, down where it's wetter. I think I might crack a cold one today. Because you know what? I just started watch, and when you're on a sailboat, cracking a cold one when you're on the clock is something you can just do. Welcome to my world, baby. Welcome to my life.
Can we turn this down?
No, that's okay. Chris is playing some music, but I was a thoughtful podcast host and turned the gain down to the point where you couldn't hear it.
What?
Isn't that awesome?
Are you telling the audience that I'm gay in Spanish?
No, okay, no, wait, we could definitely get to that story. What a life! This is now my day job. I've declared it. This is my job. This is what I do for a living, and I hope that you could do something that makes you as happy as this makes me. Fuck! I hope you find something that makes you 2 times, 3 times as happy as this makes me. Got a beer, fishing, weed, cocaine. Okay, story time. That's what they said in Cabo when we were there. You walk down the main drag and every single person comes up to you. They go, "Hey, you want to go fishing?" I say, no. I said, "Oh, fishing, weed, cocaine." It's the trifecta. 3 things to get you through the night: fishing, weed, and cocaine. Chris is over there laughing now. So we were at dinner. Here's a story about. I gotta expose you.
What, gay?
No, I'm not gonna. Okay,
The gay guy.
Yeah, Chris is now known as the gay sailor of Cabo San Lucas. I will. He wants it to be known I ate an obscene amount of octopus in Cabo San Lucas, which I did do. I ate an obscene amount of. I've eaten an obscene amount of octopus everywhere. Actually, if a place sells octopus, you can. Oh, excuse me, some beer. You can bet I eat more octopus than would be recommended by the Surgeon General and the FDA. So we're at dinner, and it's our first real stop in Mexico, so I'm still getting my Spanish legs out. And the waiter comes over, and we order 3 margaritas. Now, Chris doesn't drink, so he says he's okay, and it's time for our second round, and the waiter just looks at Chris and goes, "Come on, why aren't you drinking, man?" And me in Spanish, I'm trying to be the cool guy, trying to be the informed tourist, speak the native language. I'm trying to say, "Oh no, he only smokes marijuana." You know what I mean? Let the guy in on it. Maybe we find some. But instead of marijuana, I say, no, porque él está solo marica. Which in Spanish means, nah, he's not drinking because he's a flaming homosexual. So the waiter doubles over in laughter, and it's only after he comes back and gives us all fist bumps and goes, "Oh, you like speaking of Spanish, man," that I realized what I had done. Because I meant to say maruja, which is shorthand for marijuana in Spanish, you see, but I didn't. I said marica. And I won't give the literal translation, but if you speak Spanish, you know. No. So that's why Chris is known as the gay sailor of Cabo San Lucas. You can bet everybody at the restaurant got a pretty good kick about that. That's called my cucina speak because I learned it all at the restaurant with those guys that could curse up a storm. So yeah, fishing, weed, cocaine, and Chris is gay. The highlights you have left over from Cabo. I love because the one guy too, that my favorite fishing, weed, cocaine. Walking back from dinner, my dad and I counted. It was 3 times on the 5-minute walk from the restaurant back to the boat. I heard it 4 times on the way there. It was nonstop, but my favorite one that we heard was fishing, weed, cocaine. My dad goes, no. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's not what it was. The guy looks at my dad. He goes, "Sir, can I help you find something?" And my dad's like, no, it's okay. And the guy looks back and goes, would you like some marijuana, sir? He goes deadpan right into the camera, takes the glasses off. Sir, would you like some marijuana? It's just like, we know. But no, we are a cannabis-free boat because it's illegal in Mexico and we don't break any laws. Speaking of, happy 420 Eve. I think we're going to do a special 420 themed episode of the podcast tomorrow. Shout out Sue Spolin, who is a fan of the show. She reached out and said she just loves watching on YouTube. She says she listens on Spotify whenever she's in the car, but to be able to sit down and look at what I'm looking at is a dream come true. If you're listening to this episode, why don't you hit me up for a little shout out? Let's try that. A little crowd engagement. I falsely claimed my mom was the only one that listened to this, and that's not true. It was my mom and now Sue Spolin, our number one fan from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because I still have actually not received confirmation that my mom listens. So, Sue, it might actually just be you listening to the podcast today. Here's something interesting. Well, it's interesting if you've been at sea for a week. I don't know if it'd be interesting to anybody on land. Mexican Ritz do not come in the standard translucent Ritz sleeve. The entire package is opaque red, just like the box. Can you freaking believe that? Head over to our Instagram. I just posted a picture of Mexican Ritz. It is blowing my mind. And the crackers taste a little bit different, too. Excuse me. So that's the big news of the day. We saw a pod of dolphins this morning. Can you believe that on the Between Holes cast? I counted 17 individual dolphins, and I wasn't trying to exaggerate. I was not trying to overcount. I think there was more. They were all over the place, and they stayed with us for a good long while. Usually the pods come up, they come and say hi, and then they go, but these guys were playing with us. One of them did the tail thing where it lifted its whole body out of the water. It was so cool, man. Dolphins never get old. They're my favorite new aquatic species, and I could just, as long as they want to stay with me, I will stay with them. If you ever get the chance, go diving with dolphins. I've only been sailing with them, but man, do they make great friends when you're out all alone at sea. It's been getting pretty bleak here. The reason I brought up the Ritz is because today the only thing I had for a snack was to spread Philadelphia cream cheese on a Ritz cracker and eat it plain. Straight tub of cream cheese in one hand, Ritz cracker in the other hand. They're a little bit too brittle to dip, so you got to spread it with a knife. And I took down about a half tub of Philadelphia cream cheese, which they sell in Mexico, and an entire sleeve of Ritz crackers doing that. And afterwards, I felt super questionable, dude. Anyway, that's about all the updates for the boat today. Today, we have a very cool song for the song of the day. Have you ever heard of a little band called the Brazilian Girls? I hadn't. Everybody else on the boat had. Apparently, it's an Oda ting. Me young whippersnapper don't know about it. But let me tell you about it. This song, and if you're easily offended, stop listening, is called Pussy by the Brazilian Girls. Wow. Yeah. I just said that, and we're going to play it live for you. If you're on the live stream on the Between Holes cast, this is the song of the day, Pussy by the Brazilian Girls. If you're not, well, maybe check it out next time, or go listen to it on your own. Pussy, 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 marijuana. Woo, that was great. Cut it. That's it. Take it. That's all we need. The sun's starting to set, and I think dinner's on soon. So we're going to wrap up here today on the Between Holes podcast. Before I go, if you've seen the show Dated and Related on Netflix, yeah, it's a weird one. Jason and Chris, you must be familiar with them. My favorite two characters from Jersey, who I happened to meet at an In-N-Out Burger in Hollywood, Los Angeles, one night late at night. Crazy enough. Must be why they stuck in my noggin. I had a crazy dream last night where Chris kidnapped my best friend Sam and was holding him for ransom. Just wanted to get that out there. It was bad. Jason was in on it too. they were bad people in this dream. And when I met them, they were nothing but nice. So it kind of confused me, but it was one of those dreams that was so vivid. You wake up from it and you can't go back to sleep. I mean, they were holding them hostage. They were holding them for money. They were doing bad things to my boy Sam. So, Chris, why were you doing that, bro? It wasn't very nice of you. I mean, granted, I know you weren't doing it, but it kind of felt like you were. It still feels like you have some explaining to do. I don't know. Sam, I'm sorry that happened to you. It didn't feel great to see my best friend in such a precarious position. Anyway, that's about all the time we have for today. So until tomorrow on the Between Holes podcast for 420, I will say peace.